Hi guys, welcome to another video. Now, tomorrow is a very special day for this little country, or should I say big country, Nigeria. It's the 63rd anniversary of independence for this country, and I don't want to spoil the celebration, but I need to talk some truths, because nobody in the Western world wants to criticize this country. You only hear about this country when there's an attack or when there's an election. But let me give you the basics about Nigeria. This country is the most populous in Africa and has the biggest economy in Africa. It used to be South Africa, but it overtook South Africa about a few years ago. Now, Nigeria is an oil-rich country like Venezuela or Azerbaijan. Of course, once you put Venezuela in the mix, you can see where this explanation's going. Basically, Nigeria is corrupt. That's not really surprising, is it? It's a corrupt country like Venezuela. Its government is greedy, like Venezuela. And there's never been a president in Nigeria since 1960 who has given the country an optimistic point of view. Like, there's been no Nigerian president who has looked at the poor, for example, and said, we're going to help them, and actually done, what he said. He's never given money, because all of Nigeria's presidents are male. He's never given a sizable amount of money to poor people. He's never given a generous amount of money to people who are literally starving in the streets of Lagos, Abuja, and he's never been nice to his people who are not rich in general. The only people, predictably, who are comfortable in Nigeria are the government, Nollywood actors, Nollywood professionals, and also anyone who does business. But the rest of Nigeria is, starving hungry and living in filth. Like, if you look at Nigeria, the streets of Lagos, for example, outside of the districts with the skyscrapers, there is trash everywhere. And there's pollution, right? People say, oh, China's polluted, but that's no comparison. I mean, China knows that they're polluted, and they've been trying, very well, and they've been effective in combating pollution. If you look at their stations and their subways, they're fairly clean compared to the 1960s or the 70s. That was when China was a closed nation. But Nigeria has never had any, proposal, or the Nigerian government has never proposed to clean the streets. They've never, in their parliament addresses, what I'm trying to say is they've never helped anyone in dire straits. If you watch online the Nigerian parliament, they've never discussed in a serious matter poverty, disease, cholera. They don't do that. You know why? Because they're afraid that they're going to look weak in front of the white people. Why do you think, for example, Jamaica is constantly accusing us of not recognizing the atrocities of colonialism? Can't say it. Can't say that word because it's so annoying. Like, we're sick of that word. Why do you think Jamaica keeps blaming us about something that happened in the 1700s? Because they don't want the West to learn the actual truth about their country. If you look at Jamaica, for example, it's a crime-ridden country with inequality and drugs. And yeah, there's the US as well, but, they have better security. Jamaican police, they're lazy. Unless, of course, it's a rich person who's in trouble, or politician. But aside from that, they're lazy. They don't help people. They care more about money. Unless they're offered bills, they're not going to help someone. You know, it's a corrupt system. Alright, the Jamaican police are like the mafia. I've seen reports online, okay? But I'm not getting into that. Nigeria, you know, their police are brutal. You know, there's never been a protest where someone hasn't been either beaten or killed. And the reason why they, of course, blame us for colonialism is because they don't want to show off their problems. They don't want to show the West that they're struggling. They want to present themselves as this modern country, this diverse country. And they are diverse. They have many languages, but they're not diverse with equality. They don't get along with each other in Nigeria. The north of Nigeria is dangerous, and the south is very too conservative. And I'll try not to talk too much about this issue because I don't want to get, you know, in trouble, because it can be a bit graphic. But basically, if you're GAY in Nigeria, you're trapped in a country that doesn't like you for who you are. I mean, you know, people who are that sexuality, right? They can't leave Nigeria. I mean, if they can't live in a country where, you know, if they can't live in their own country, then how are they going to leave? They can't go to an airport and fly on a plane. They can't afford it, right? So yeah, Nigeria is very cruel to people who are different. I imagine white people get attacked a lot, because remember, with all that crime rate, seeing a white person with their touristy clothes on, their backpack, they'd certainly be a target. But luckily, Nigeria is not a very touristy country, and to be honest, unless a major revolution, I was going to say something a bit less extreme, but it has to be a revolution in Nigeria, because every president just doesn't care about their country. Unless there's a major revolution, Nigeria is not going to be a touristy nation, it's not going to be a free nation, and there's never going to be a president in Nigeria who's going to look at the most vulnerable people and say, I'm on your side and I will help you. They're never going to build up schools and hospitals in the country unless it's a rich person. That's Nigeria. That's African politics for you. So I've got a message for Nigeria, Jamaica, Uganda, Kenya. When you are angry, stop blaming us, a country miles and miles away, alright? A country that has nothing to do with you. Instead of blaming the UK for everything, especially the past, right? Focus on your own issues, and then maybe one day you'll get rewarded for it. Build up your country, forget about the past, and then hopefully you can move on to a decent future. But aside from all the negativity, I do wish Nigeria, hopefully, a very happy 63rd birthday. Little wave there of ironicness. That's my little explanation video for you guys. If you like the video, subscribe and give a like, and I'll just hope that this country gets better in the future. Bye now. Peace.